Hello, and today we are talking the best sunscreens for hyperpigmentation. There's a particular ingredient to look out for, and it's not always clear on the bottle, so we'll go over that today. But first, the sciencey stuff, what to look for, and the best sunscreens. First, the sciencey stuff. We'll try to make this as painless as possible. We have the sun. She's given off her rays. That gives us ultraviolet, visible, and infrared light. The ultraviolet we care about because it's invisible, but it harms our skin. The visible gives us sight. The infrared gives us warmth. So, how do these interact with the skin? We care about the UV and visible light when it comes to the skin. The ultraviolet light is broken down into UVB and UVA. In terms of how this interacts with the skin, the UVB is the most superficial penetration of the skin. It interacts only with the epidermis, which is where we make our pigment. And this is what causes burns. In terms of the color of the skin, the more melanin you have, the more protection it gives to the epidermis. And if you have fair skin, you don't have that and you burn. In terms of UVA, this penetrates even more deeply. UVA for aging. This damages the collagen and it degrades it more quickly, so we age more quickly with UVA exposure. And finally, visible light that goes even deeper than UVA, and that's what can cause hyperpigmentation. So, who needs to care about what in this scheme? So, if you have fair skin, generally you're more concerned about UVB because that's what's going to give you a sunburn and maybe skin cancer later. Hopefully not. On the contrary, if you have darker skin, you should be concerned about visible light because this can penetrate even more deeply and this can cause hyperpigmentation. And hyperpigmentation that's potentially even worse than if you are exposed to just regular UV light. And finally, UVA. We all need to care about that. We're all getting older. Well, hopefully. Here's what to look for in sunscreens. So we have our spectrum, and if you have a bottle and it says the SPF, that is only telling you about UVB protection. You're still getting UVA and visible light. That tells you nothing about those two. And what if you have a broad spectrum sunscreen? So that blocks out the UVB and UVA, but you're still getting visible light. These are the ingredients you might be familiar with. So, how do we block this visible light? Well, we look for our secret ingredient, iron oxides. Iron oxides are a powder that impart color to the mixture. So, you're going to be looking at mostly tinted sunscreens for this. So, where do you look for the iron oxide? You have to go on a fact finding mission to the inactive ingredients. There, usually towards the very last of it, you're going to see the iron oxides, and then you'll know you have your visible light protection. So, what are the best sunscreens? Let's go over a few. So, CeraVe, this hydrating mineral sunscreen, it's purely mineral. And in terms of our protection, it's given us everything. It's great because it also contains ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid, which are all very soothing and hydrating to the skin. So, in all, this is a mineral sunscreen, safe for sensitive skin, a great option. Next, Elta MD UV Clear. So, what does this offer us in terms of protection? It offers us a lot. It has some mineral, some chemical filters, and again, the iron oxides. This is also great in terms of if you have acne because it has included lactic acid and niacinamide, which help to exfoliate and soothe out the skin. So, UV Clear, great for acne rosacea. I tried it on myself and it looked so orange. So, I think you have to really play with the tint that you're using. On the other hand, is La Roche-Posay Tinted Mineral Sunscreen. This is purely mineral. We have titanium dioxide and zinc oxide and iron oxides giving us um, all of the care that we need. And in terms of ingredients, this also contains antioxidants and they have a proprietary cell ox shield. It seems like that's just titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, so the minerals. So this is a really nice, lightweight, and safe for sensitive skin kind of sunscreen. It is very liquidy and it goes onto the skin very, very quickly. Next, the glow screen from Supergoop. So this contains more of the chemical filters, but It also contains our key ingredients of hyaluronic acid, panthenol, niacinamide, all for soothing and hydrating. This is very glowy, and you can use it as a primer as well because it's dimethicone based, so it goes on very smoothly. This, you can see, it has more of like a mousse-like texture to it. The Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer. This is protecting us just fine. The key ingredients are there: antioxidants, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. This is great for all skin types. And finally, if you're looking to spend a little more, this also contains the right filters and it contains some more in terms of vitamin C and E. Gluconolactone is a very, very gentle exfoliating acid. It also has this diamond powder, which apparently is brightening. And so that's a great mineral sunscreen and good for all skin types. But the biggest thing that I tell patients all the time is the best sunscreen is the one that you actually like and the one you actually use. So I generally recommend to go to a store with a generous return policy, buy a few, keep the receipt, return what you don't like, because it's really about seeing what jives with your skin. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.